Students, in the last class we have discussed about how to add the manures and fertilizers. Now let us discuss what are the differences between the fertilizer and manure. I already told you fertilizers are having a more disadvantages compared to the manure because manure is made by the organic substances. We will list out one by one what are the differences between the fertilizer and manure. Fertilizer is a man-made inorganic salt. That means fertilizers are made in the laboratories by the human beings. Okay, it is a kind of inorganic. That means it do not contain any organic materials such as cow dung or plant waste, etc. Manure is a natural substances obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung and plant residues. That means you already know that manures, organic manures are formed by the decomposition of cattle dung or cow dung and plant residues. Residues in the sense plant waste, including vegetable waste also. Fertilizers is prepared in the factories. You know that it is a man-made thing, so it is prepared in factories. Manures can be prepared in the fields. That means you know that the vegetable waste and the plant waste can be dumped in a pit. Okay, so after few days what happens? The manure is prepared in that one. Okay, so that is it is prepared in the fields. Fertilizers does not provide any humus to the soil. That means humus is a rich, nutrients rich soil is called humus. Okay, so fertilizers do not provide any kind of humus to the soil, but manure provides a lot of humus to the soil. Humus means the soil containing a enriched of nutrients. Okay, fourth one, fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus. That means NPK, that means nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium are very important for the plant growth. So these man-made materials, that is fertilizers containing a rich of plant nutrients, whereas manure is relatively less in plant nutrients. It contains the plant nutrients but not in much. Okay, only few amount of nutrients are present. Okay, this is about the fertilizers and manures. Next, let's move to the irrigation. Yes, okay. Next we will study about the topic irrigation. Okay. So before knowing the definition of the irrigation, you must know about a few things. Irrigation is nothing but the supply of water, right? Why water is very important for the growing of plants, that we should discuss now. See, I will draw one plant diagram. It's a rough diagram. Here you can observe this plant is already grown, cultivated already. But before the growth of the plant, what is important? The plants will produce the seed. If the new plant has to grow, means seed is very important, right? If the seed has to germinate, means what is needed? Water is needed. After the germination only the plants will grow. In the 6th standard, you have learned about germination of seeds. Okay, what is germination? For example, let us consider a seed. Okay, a whitish structure grown out of the seeds is called germinated seed. What is it called? Germinated seeds. Okay, are also called sprouted seeds. If the seed has to germinate, means water is very important. The seed will not germinate For the plant growth, seed is very important. The seed has to generate, then it has to grow into new plant. Means what is needed? Water is needed. And one more important thing for the water to the plants is it makes the plants protect from the hot air weather during the summer days. Okay, it will protect the plants from the hot air. Correct. Otherwise the plants will become dying. If the sufficient water is not supplying, when the hot weather is there, what happens? It will become dying. Correct. So the water will protect the plant from the hot air. Clear? We know that roots will absorb the water. Correct. Root will absorb the water. And minerals which are present in the soil are dissolved in the water and then they are separated to each and every part of the plant. Understood? See, the water present in the soil it gets absorbed by the roots. Not only the water, but also minerals are get dissolved and they are separated to each and every part of the plant. So that's why water is important. Water plus minerals. Okay. Water plus minerals. Clear? So, water is very important for the plants. Okay. Why water is very important? Because for the growth of the plant, since from the germination of the seed till the plant is grown, so water is very important. And it makes the water makes the plant surrounding in the moisture contained. Okay. Understood? Yes. Next, we shall discuss about what do you mean by irrigation? What is the definition for irrigation? That we have to learn. Okay. Now I will tell the definition of irrigation. Irrigation is the supply of water for the crops. The supply of water for the crops the supply of water for the crops at regular intervals. Now we shall discuss the definition for the irrigation. Now I will write the definition for irrigation. What do you mean by irrigation? The supply of water. The supply of water for crops at regular intervals. Is called irrigation. What do you mean by irrigation? The supply of water to the crops at regular intervals is called irrigation. So water is very important for the plants. See, irrigation is not same for all kind of plants. It varies from crop to crop, season to season, and soil to soil. Every soil is not same. Okay, soil is also differs. Depending upon the quantity of the soil, depending upon the quality of the soil, irrigation method is also intervals of the irrigation is also differs. Now we shall see sources of the irrigation. Which are the sources of irrigation? Okay. Sources. Sources means which are the important irrigation purpose. For the irrigation purpose, which are the sources are used? Well. Okay. Tube well. Channels, are the sources for the irrigation. Which are the sources for the irrigation? Well, tubes, lakes, river and channels. These are the sources for the irrigation. See, in the irrigation basically two methods are there. So those are traditional method and the modern method. Okay, traditional method and the modern methods are the types of irrigative methods. In the next, I will explain along with some of the pictures, that is how the traditional method is done and how the modern method is followed. Okay, let's move to the slide now. Students, you already know irrigation is nothing but supply of water to the crops at specific intervals or regular intervals. Irrigation frequency in the sense, irrigation is not same for all kind of crops. It differs from crop to crop, soil to soil and season to season. Okay, but in the summer the frequency of watering is high. Why we have to apply the high amount of the water to the plants during the summer season? Because of the heat produced by the sun. Due to heat, the water content present in the soil as well as the plant get evaporated. Understood? So that's why in the summer season we have to apply more amount of water to the plants. Okay. So next we shall move to the methods of irrigation. Among them there are two methods are there, traditional and modern. Now we will discuss about the traditional method of irrigation. Traditional method of irrigation involves pulley system, chain pump, Dekli, Rahat. Okay, now we shall discuss one by one. Next one, among the first method is moat or pulley system, less efficient uneven distribution of water. That means here the water is lifted by using the pulley and water is poured by the labor itself. It is the labor oriented method. The labor is very important for this method, and you have to pull the pulley and you have to tie a bucket to the pulley and you have to draw the water from the well. And this method is not efficient because it is less efficient because the labor is very important for this process. And one more thing is it leads to the uneven distribution of water. Each and every plant cannot get the equal amount of water. Understood? Next one, chain pump. Here two buckets are fixed to the chain. When the wheel rotates, the buckets is filled with the water and it is given to the plants. Okay, for this one also labor is needed. Okay, this is about the chain pump. Two buckets are fixed to the wheels and it rotates, so each bucket is collected by the labor and he will also throw the water to the plants. This is also not efficient method, it is also less efficient method. Okay, next Dekli. This method is also requires a labor. Here the labor is not pulling the water from the well, but instead of that one end of a wood is connected with a stone. Okay, so when we take the stone outside, what happens, it will dump into the well and it will take the water from the well, and that bucket is collected by the farmer and he will throw the water through the some kind of channels. So this leads to the wastage of water. This is also not the good method for the irrigation. Okay, Rahat system. So this is the oldest and very oldest system in the irrigation, about 1300-year-old method. Here it includes a wheel. For the wheel 6 to 7 buckets are connected. Okay, and in the opposite side two bulls are there, and two bulls are connected to a kind of rod. When these bulls are rounded or when they go around this kind of iron rod, what happens, when the bulls are running now in the circular way, so this wheel is also rotates. See, I will show. When these bulls are walk or when they run in the circular way, so this wheel is also rotates and each wheel is dumped into the water. See, half wheel is present inside the water, half wheel is present outside the water. So when the wheel rotates, the water is collected, then it is dumped here and the water is moved in this way. So like this it is used in the olden methods, but nowadays this method is not in useful. Understood? So let us recall once again. Okay, so explanation is not needed for this one, but you have to know how it is used. Okay, so pulley system, chain pump, Deckley rod system. Here in these three system labor is needed, but in the last Rahat system the bulls are needed. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Modern irrigation method. Modern irrigation method is abundantly is used nowadays. What nowadays modern irrigation is there now? So those are all very old methods. Traditional methods are very old method. It is not followed by any farmer nowadays. But most and mostly nowadays it is used by the modern irrigation only. So they are furrow irrigation, basin irrigation, sprinkler irrigation, drip irrigation. Let us discuss one by one. Furrow irrigation. Furrow irrigation involves, see in this picture you can see. Okay. So in this picture what is saying now, here the plants are there, middle of that one the water is allowed to run. It makes between the plants furrows are made. Okay, so here you can observe the man is making the furrows between the plants, so he will allow the water to run in this way, and like this each and every plant will get the water. Understood? So this is about the furrow method. Next one is basin irrigation. You already know, this is very familiar for you people, basin irrigation. Okay, so the farmer will place the kind of the plants inside the water itself. Okay, and sprinkler irrigation is a very familiar one. This system is more useful and uneven land where the sufficient water is not available. Okay, in the land where the sufficient water is not available, no, in such a system we can use the sprinkles. Okay, the perpendicular pipes having a rotating nozzles on the top are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. When the water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under the pressure with the help of pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzles. It gets sprinkled on the top as if it is raining. So here the pipes are made for the main pipe. There the sub pipes are made, and the water is not continuously spraying, only at the regular intervals. Okay, like for this system is a very good system because each and every plant can get the efficient amount of water, and the wastage of water is also not there. Okay, so last one is drip irrigation. In this system the water falls drop by drop directly near the roots, so it is called drip system. It is the best technique for watering the fruit, plants, gardens and trees. Water is not wasted at all. It is a boon in the regions where the availability of water is poor. Drip irrigation is mostly done in the areas where the water availability is less. Drip irrigation is a very efficient method where the wastage of water is very less. So the water is applied to the plants by the drop by drop. Okay, so this completes the methods of irrigation. Okay, in the next class let us discuss about only two methods are left in this chapter, that is the protection of weeds and storage. Okay, in the next class let us discuss those two topics. Thank you.